One mess up, everybody go. Everybody go. Go. Go.
Come here. What are you crying about? You still don't know?
Believe my radio, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that'll rock the crowd. I'm going down the street to the hardcore beat as my JVCs vibrate the concrete. I'm sorry if you can't understand, but I need a radio inside my hand. I don't mean to offend any citizens, but I'ma kick my volume way past 10. My story is rough. My neighborhood is tough. I still sport gold because I'm out to crush. My name is Cool J, Cool R. What's going on, my brothers and sisters? Shout out to LL Cool J, the greatest of all times. That's my song. Believe my radio, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that'll rock the crowd, going down the street to the hardcore beat as my JVCs vibrate. See, I don't know about that. You had to live in my era. You had to live in my era. You had to live in the Gen X era. When we had these freaking radios and we had these big batteries, the freaking size of candles that we used to put in the back of it, and the big boom box, we would call them. Put it down, put that tape in there, press play, and we'd be breakdancing for, man, let me tell y'all something. Shout out to all my Gen Xers out there. You know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Crazy Wave back in the day, y'all. That was my breakdance name, Crazy Wave, because hold on, y'all. My wife just made me a great freaking BLT. So I'm trying to make sure ain't nothing in my mouth and everything. Anyway, shout out to my boo, taking care of her boo. My wife can cook her beautiful tail off. Anyway, yeah. So it was just a freaking phenomenal time. They call me Crazy Wave, y'all, because I had to wait. But anyway, y'all, I got a great video for y'all today. There's nothing to hate about this video. As a matter of fact, if you find something to hate about this video, the issue lies within your soul. As a matter of fact, I love this video so much that it made me jealous. This video actually went viral, I think, on Instagram. I don't know if it went viral on YouTube or not, but I love it. So I'm going to do a reaction to it, do a podcast to it, whichever you want, reaction podcast reaction videos, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going to do here. But if you're a dad, you're going to love it. If you're a wife and you want your husband to see this, make sure you tag him in this video. Tell him to check this out. But this video actually makes me jealous because I have never experienced this. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video, brothers and sisters. I am letting y'all know up front, I will probably be pausing this at different points in the video because the messaging is freaking phenomenal. With that being said, let's go.
Okay? Alright? I don't hear nothing. Let your dad fix that. Go over there to your dad. Let him fix that.
Fix it.
1, 2, 3.
What you crying for?
1, 2, 3.
What are you crying about?
1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3, 2. Wait, you bring 1, 2.
Okay, so you
1, 2.
put some left until you say something.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Back, run, go.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go around one together anyway.
Communicate. Since you're going to
Don't
run,
mess
so
up.
you
Everybody
articulate
go.
yourself.
Everybody go. Go.
Go on,
Go.
son.
Look at that young kid.
Still don't know? Huh? Okay, go faster.
Let me stop it right there, y'all. Because my wife actually sent me this video. I'm not even gonna take no credit. My wife sent me this video. She was like, you need to do this one. So I'm doing it. And when I saw it, freaking phenomenal. First of all, my man crying about something the instructor did, and he's holding inside, and the dad is like, until you can articulate it, goodbye. That's my thing. When our dogs be acting up around here, I'll be like, goodbye. Like, no. We're going to get to a place where we have understanding. Dad is teaching this young king how to articulate himself. How to, not out of anger, but to calmly articulate himself. That's beautiful, yo. Let's go.
You know, are you crying now? What's up? Why are you crying? Good. Why did he do that? You know why he hit you in the eye? Because you didn't have your hands up. You understand?
1, 2, 3.
He's trying to teach you why your hands need to be up.
Good.
So
1, 2,
next
3.
time, if
Good.
he hits
1, 2, 3.
you with the phone, it
Got
won't hit you in the eye
1, 2,
because your
3.
hand be up. You understand?
Good. 1, 2, 3.
Put your hands up. I hit you in the face. Now put your hand back up.
Come on.
Your hand is there to block that shot. You understand? That's why you got hit in the eye. What you gonna do with his hand? Say something. What you gonna do with his hand? You gonna put it up now, right? So that way you don't get hit in the eye. You understand?
Elbow.
That's why you got hit in the eye. He wants you to learn to put your hand up so you can protect yourself. You was crying, right? Show me you're mad. Here you go. Put your hands up. Hand up. Hand up. Boom. There you go. All right, now I want you to block a shot. I'm finna try to hit you, okay? You ready? Boom. All right, now throw a punch. Throw a punch. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. Good job. Hand up. Boom. There you go. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. There you go. Hand up. Boom. Throw a punch. Boom. Boom. There you go. Boom. 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 There you go. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. That's why you got hit in the eye. He wants you to learn to protect yourself, okay? You all good now? You want a hug? Alrighty.
There it is, right there. Oh, my
All right, go back in training. Go ahead.
And there it is. There it is, right there. Oh my goodness. God bless you, brother. God bless you, brother. I think New Emerging King is this young man's channel. I believe on Instagram, I think on YouTube also. Shout out to New Emerging King. Shout out to him and his son. This freaking video, there's so many freaking lessons in there that I wish I had a dad that took the time to teach me this. I wish I had somebody who cared enough at that age for little Robert to teach me how not to run from stuff. So for those of you who don't know, if this is your first time here on this particular channel, if you stop by, thank you, first of all. I always like to talk about myself because I don't believe in pointing fingers at other people. I did that in a previous life where I thought I was some type of expert, and I quickly found out that I am not. Not trying to be expert, just trying to be a better human being every single day. But I talk about myself because maybe another brother can relate to it. Maybe another person can relate to my faults, as opposed to me pointing fingers and saying what you should and shouldn't do. But nevertheless, I love this video on so many freaking levels because, first of all, it taught this young king how to articulate himself. There's so many of us in my young age, the only thing I knew was anger. I didn't have that fatherly figure, and this is not to exclude moms. I'm talking to my brothers today, so I'm gonna focus on that. I didn't have a father figure to help me or coach me the way this dad is coaching his son. He's asking him, "Why are you crying?" My man's like, "Nah, I don't want to talk about it." He's like, "All right, well, go run." So when I first saw that video and he made my man run, I'm like, "Oh, you making my man run and he hurting?" But he's trying to pull out the best in his son. And a lot of times, especially in our urban communities or in a community where there may be a dad lacking, sometimes we make our sons too soft per se. And he's like, "No, you're going to learn how to effectively communicate and let me know how you're feeling inside without the anger." That's what I wish I would have learned in my young age. I wish I would have learned how to communicate without the anger. Too many times in my lifetime, even recently, when I get frustrated, I lash out because the roadmap. I'm reading this book, which is freaking phenomenal right now. But the roadmap that I was given said to me, if you're not listened to, be louder. The roadmap that I was given as a kid was, if people make you feel like SHIT, show them how angry you can be. And so many times I just grew up with this anger. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's only been within the last couple of years that through multiple conversations that my wife and I have had, heated discussions that we've had, that I'm like, look, God, I need your help. I gotta look in the mirror. But when there is an absence of this kind of parenting, it breeds all kind of disrespect. The other thing that I thought was freaking phenomenal about this particular video, something that made me jealous, was after he made him run, after the young man communicated that I'm upset because he hit me in my eye. The father didn't coddle him and be like, no. The father said, well, the father first explained where they were. Clearly, they're in some type of martial arts class. And so the instructor didn't baby the young man either. He said, go see your father. See, I try to teach my sons this. You're going to get love from me, but the world could care less about you. So even though you think I'm being tough on you, it's not being tough. It's that I care so much about you that I want to make sure that you have the instruction, the foreknowledge, the information, the strength and character to deal with what the world is going to throw at you. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have the foreknowledge or the character to be a better human being at 17, 18, 19. All I did was I was built to react. So many times I just reacted without even thinking things through. I remember when my kids were young, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna smack you first and I'll think about why I smacked you later. Period. Now I'm not saying that is correct. I'm just sharing that was my mindset for a very long time. But in this particular case, this young man is teaching, I feel a certain way. It's okay for me to feel. Now he explained to him why what happened to him and what he can do to prevent it again. That's the thing I thought was so freaking moving. I wish Bob or Terry, my fathers, had that, yo, I see where you're going to go left. Let me help you through this time. I'm not blaming nobody, y'all. I'm just trying to let y'all know, for those of you who are watching who may have been in a single parent home where it was only mom there and mom was doing her best, I'm just trying to let you know that I understand what you may feel inside when we start talking about these kind of things. And so for a long time, I made an excuse for why I acted the way I did. It was my, for lack of better words, y'all, it was me being a BS. That's all. That's it. Me being a baby, me wanting to be coddled, me wanting my wife to be like, oh, you know, that's my husband, he's okay, but I'm a grown ass man now. And it's taking me, it feels like a freaking lifetime to learn. At 53, dude, you gotta grow up. It ain't nobody's fault what my life is producing but my own right now. That's what this young man is learning. This young man is learning at that age, if you put your hands up, you're not gonna get hit in the eye. If you're in the defense position, you're not gonna get hit in the eye. You're prepared for what life is about to throw. Yo, I love everything about this video. If I would have learned to budget money, here we go. I'm sorry, for those of you who don't know me, I get kind of preachy. I can't help it. It's just who I am. If I would have learned to budget money better, I would have saved myself years of financial heartache. But I didn't have my hand up. So when money came in, I was blowing it, spending it on BS. I didn't have my credit right. I didn't get my credit right until I was 40, almost 40 something years old. I had it right. You know, we all have a credit right for a little while. Then it goes wrong for a little while. Then it gets right for a little while. Then it's wrong for a very long time. And honestly, once again, a lot of my maturity has come in this marriage. Because my wife was like, yo, I'm tired of renting. We're not going to keep doing this. And so she's like, look, and you're the man, so let's get this together. It forced me to put my hand up now financially. It forced me to put my hand up now, so we're not gonna keep getting hit with this. Oh, your credit is bad, and you got to do this. Nah, I'm gonna give it to you. You know how you know how we learn to grow up and you're always trying to hustle. You remember back in the day? Maybe not you. I'm talking about myself. Back in the day, when I had a car, hoopties, we called them back in the day. Hoopties, for those of you who don't know what a hoopty is, it's just a piece of car that barely moves. It's going to get you to point A and B. If you try to go to C, D, and E, you're going to be in trouble. But back in the day, we had these things called street mechanics, and I would take my hoopty to a street freaking mechanic. And I would go and buy the brakes, bring the brakes to him, or bring whatever the part is to him, throw him $10 to $20, and the brakes may or may not work. Why? Because it was a street mechanic. And so at that point now, I'm throwing money out the window because I'm not blocking. I'm not seeing that I'm being irresponsible, and I should just take it to a reputable dealership so that when something goes wrong, they can fix it. All these things we get from when you have a father like this in your life. These are the things as a young man we learn. We don't learn it years later and cause people heartache and pain and devastation. I love everything about this video. He told this young king to put your hand up. I love that. I love it. And then he taught him, you put your hand up, you're going to block. You put your hand up, you're going to block. And then, my brothers and sisters, I love, after all of the teaching, after all of the freaking discipline, he gave this young king a hug. After all of the preaching, there's so many times, even as a grown man, but in my teenage years, I just wish the correction was followed by, I wish the correction followed by the instruction was followed by love. That wasn't the generation before me. You got instruction, you probably got your ass beat, and you were told to get out the room. I love everything about this video. This video to me speaks volume, and it absolutely should freaking go viral every freaking time. There is no part in my life where I will ever be perfect, but I damn sure want to be better. I want to be a better human being. I want to be a better husband. Every single day, I want to continue to evolve, continue to be better. For those of you brothers who have young kings in your life, it is your responsibility to teach your young king to be king. I'm gonna tell y'all this: we got a lot of this king being thrown around. Women calling a man, oh, he a king, he a king, oh, he a king. Let me tell you, it takes a lifetime to be freaking king. If you go back to the Lion King, freaking Mufasa didn't just crown Simba king. It took Simba a lifetime of learning, discipline, learning how to put his hands up, learning how to duck, bob, and weave to become king. And make no mistake about it, I want all my brothers to be kings. But it is not a freaking easy process. And you know what? Sometimes the sacrifice may not even justify the reward. But that's what real kings do. There is no love without sacrifice. I can tell my wife I love her all day, all night. If there is no action of sacrifice, there is no love. There is no love. Period. I love everything about this video. My son, I think I shared this story before. When he was still in the crib, he would cry in the middle of the night for a bottle. He was crawling somewhat by this point. He was able to move from point A to point B, and I had to go down 3 flights of stairs to heat the bottle up. It would just make me mad. When I would come up, I would give him the bottle, and he would be here, and I put the bottle at the other end of the crib, and he would have to crawl to get that bottle. Crawl to get that bottle. I wasn't being mean. I was trying to establish, if I had to work to go get it, if I had to work to go heat it up, you gonna work to go get it. Point blank in the story. I was that dad. I was that dad. I'm gonna let you know that you're gonna be working for a very long time. And many times, it ain't gonna be no help. You're gonna have to figure stuff out because that's what kings do. That's what grown men do. We figure things out. But my brothers, when you have your young sons like this, pick this video apart. Maybe you're already doing it. God bless you. I salute all my brothers already in this game, already laying this foundation. I salute you. Keep pushing. Keep teaching that young king. Keep teaching him. Yo, like I said before, in my home, when our son comes home, if we're in the car, before my wife gets out of that door, my son needs to be at that door, opening her car door. How else is he gonna learn? I'm teaching him to put his hands up so that one day when he goes into the world and meets a woman, he understands how he needs to treat that woman based upon the way he learned in his home to treat the way I treated his mom. If we get out the car, if there's groceries, my wife will not carry the groceries. Her hand should not hit the front door unless she's alone. Should I keep going? My wife does not take the garbage out. She does a lot of things around here, but there are certain responsibilities in this particular household. I ain't playing no games. I'm raising a king. I'm raising kings. I'm not playing no games. So I'm trying to teach the foundational principles that if you're able to master it here with us, by the time you get out there, you're gonna be straight. You're gonna know how to you're gonna know how to bob and weave when you need to bob and weave, and you're gonna know how to put your hand up so nobody hits you in that eye. And we got too many of my brothers getting smacked all over the place. And then it becomes some women's responsibility to clean up their mess. All I'm saying is I'm at the place in my life where I am no longer making a mess. Listen, the only ish I need my wife to clean up is whatever we're sitting at the table and she has some crumbs and clean up. Everything else, I got it. That's what fatherhood should be producing. Again, I didn't have it. I was mad for a long time, but I'm 50 now. What am I gonna be mad at? Listen, I was mad in my 20s. I was damn near mad in my 30s. I'm 50. What am I gonna be mad at? We got a beautiful home, great life. Like, even if my bio and my step, even if people did me dirty, that is for me to resolve in my soul, to get over it, to resolve it in my soul, so that I don't allow their ish to cripple me for the rest of my life. And that's the thing. I was crippled for a long time. I was so crippled that now I'm married and now I'm putting all my BS on her, which is unfair because she got her own load to deal with. And it's... Anyway, I think y'all get what I'm saying. This video is beautiful. This is a video that absolutely should remain viral, should be shared as many times as freaking possible. This, what's his name? New emerging king. Absolutely. I salute all my emerging kings. I salute my emerging kings. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I hope you liked it. Sometimes these kind of videos are not very popular in terms of clicks and stuff, but the messaging is so freaking vital, y'all. I think it's important. So even if you don't subscribe, just share it. Share it with somebody you may know. Share it with a brother you may know. To my kings out there, keep pushing. Keep growing. I can't say that I'm a committed reader all the time, but I'm getting through this book. One of the greatest things that this particular book has helped me, and even in my marriage, a lot of times our environment dictates how we react to certain things. I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in the crack era. I'm probably gonna do a whole separate video on that soon. But I grew up in a very toxic environment, and it taught me how to put my hand up in a lot of ways. But then sometimes you become so guarded and so defensive and so jaded and so hard that now you don't allow the people who you claim to care about in. And I had all these walls. So I'm bringing these walls down. I brought these walls down. Anyway, all right, y'all, I'm out. Let me know what y'all think about this video. One of the greatest videos on the freaking internet for me personally. I salute this. I salute to you, all my kings. I salute to you, you young kings. Don't give up. Don't cave in. Don't quit. All right, peace.